Welcome back to Drive 615. My name is Byron, and this is the 2021 Nissan GT-R Premium. I've had this GT-R as a press loan from Nissan for the past 11 days. Normally I get the cars for a week, but as you can see, there is a lot of snow here in Brentwood, and it logistically pushed it back to where I actually end up getting to keep the car for a little bit longer than normal. I did my full formal review on it. You can click the card up here or one of the links down in the description below. And I also did a video with a product planning member, Giulio Viti, over at the Nissan North American headquarters. So you can check out those two videos if you'd like. But this is going to be kind of a more informal review, talking about what I like about it, things I don't like about it, and just kind of, you know, all in all, how it's been daily driving it. There were some days where the roads were just absolutely so unclear that I couldn't drive it at all. But for the most part, I was able to get out and experience all that this has to offer. So again, this is the 2021 GT-R Premium. It is not the Nismo. I definitely would like to get out in that at one point and experience what that's like, but I've had a blast driving this, and as you can see, it's definitely dirty. When this paint color is clean, it really just pops and looks absolutely gorgeous. It's the Pear White Tricoat. So we'll start right off. I just got back from the grocery store and running some errands, and I'm going to show you something here too. So I'd prefer if when you opened up the trunk, it actually would pop all the way up and automatically open. You get it to this point, you still are going to have to put your hands on some part of the paint, either on the underside of the spoiler, or if you want to touch the logo here. You know, you got to give it a little bit of a lift there on some point, which is all right because you can't necessarily see any fingerprints. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine when you see a dirty car and they've got like the fingerprints where, you know, you can see someone shutting it. So it was good trunk space back here when I was hauling stuff around, you know, making my grocery runs and whatnot. But here is an interesting point. I talk about this in my review. Instead of an actual handle here or like an automatic close button, it's just this leather pull tab here, and it's got a little bit of a button on the back side of it. And if you want to pull it down, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially if it's, you know, you got your hands full or got bags in it or something. It's definitely not easy, but once you get it down to here, it's kind of no problem. But you got to kind of simultaneously pull it and get your hand out at the same time, so it's a little bit of a game there to get it out. So that's one kind of like thing that I've found a little bit of point of contention for me. Otherwise, everything is pretty much perfect on this car on the exterior. Now the front splitter is pretty low, and you got to be very cognizant of that when you're going up and down steep driveways, especially ours. Had to really take it slow coming in and out, and it did well in the snow. This does have the all-wheel drive system, and once you get going, there's no issue. But once you stop, and if you get kind of like in some deep snow like down here, it will spin the front and the rear, and you'll kind of like drift side to side. But for the most part, no issue there. And again, I just love the look of this vehicle. There's really nothing to complain about here. That's just one tiny little thing, and that's just kind of a personal preference. So let's go ahead and hop inside. We'll take a look through here of what it's like, and I'll give you guys kind of a little walk through some things. So there's another little thing here. So do the premium interior package. So we got some gorgeous carbon fiber through here, but it happens to be right beside where the seatbelt part is. So you got to be very cognizant when you're putting your seatbelt in, not to accidentally overshoot it, because, you know, you pull it cross body, right? You got to be very careful to not hit that carbon fiber there. And it's not the easiest thing to do sometimes, especially if it's dark or you're just kind of getting in. You got to be very careful not to scratch your carbon fiber. As far as everything else in the interior goes, really like the overall layout through here. Now over here, let me go ahead and fire it up for you guys too. Fires up to life. We got our, I like that GT-R here on the startup. We'll see, here we go. Now, I like to ride with my knee here. I'm a tall guy, 6'5" tall. Leg room's good, so I like to kind of ride with my knee up here. I can't access anything other than the handle when my knee is here. Because of the placement, behind this handle is my unlock and lock, the window lock, and then the driver and passenger window controls. So I'd almost prefer if this handle was a little bit further up and these buttons were kind of down here. I think that'd be a nice layout. But nevertheless, I'm sure there's a reason for everything of the, the whole design. So that's just one little thing that I'd prefer. Again, if I actually drove with my foot, where it's supposed to be, down there on the dead pedal, then I wouldn't have an issue. Even then though, still you gotta kind of wrap your hand around. You can't just get a straight shot on the window adjustments and the lock and unlock. You couldn't just like rest your hand here and do it. You gotta kind of get it around where this handle is. But the overall feel of this car is just amazing. I mean, I love this Rakuda Tan interior. Steering wheel just has a really great feel to it. And there's a lot of practicality. Got my, sunglasses up in here. That's where I've been storing them, which has been a nice little spot. Doesn't necessarily, there you go, always pop in perfectly, there you go. Vanity mirror is good, but you see here it's kind of angled off to the side, so you gotta kind of pop over there. But these are just small little gripes, nothing major at all. I mean, all in all, I really love this vehicle and I've had a blast driving it. I've actually put my coffee, I was out driving this morning, I put my coffee back here and kept my water and phone and wallet up here, so that was nice. Let's see, another thing, very simple back here. I really do like that. There's not a whole lot going on back there, so if you need to store stuff on the rear seat, that's no issue. Speaking of the rear seat, you can see there, when the front seat's in a normal driving position for at least a tall guy like me, it's pretty much maxed out. You really couldn't have anyone behind you unless you move that seat up quite a bit. And this is a cool little detail here. It says handcrafted stitch and it has GT-R in there. And again, it's really beautiful when you look at the small details of this vehicle. So we're gonna run up to the gas station. I need to get a little bit of gas. We'll go ahead and run up there, and as we go up there, I'll talk about a few of the things while we're driving. Currently, we are in drive. Okay, there we go. So far, so good. You feel every little movement, because this ice and snow is kind of hardened, so it's a little bit of a rocky ride, at least on the driveway. Once you get out on the road, this thing is awesome. And before we do, I'm gonna set this vehicle up in the perfect way, at least for me. That's gonna be R mode here on the transmission, comfort on the suspension, and R on the VDC. I found that to be the most effective for me. I've been driving in automatic quite a bit and I've been utilizing the paddle shifters, but it really gives this vehicle a lot of emotion when you put it in these R modes. You get some really nice pops and kind of downshifts and crackles from the titanium exhaust. As we come out of the driveway here, I have to be extremely careful getting that front sensor beeping because my front end's getting very close, but I'm just gonna take it really slow. And again, this is just something you gotta be conscious of when you got a car like this. You can't just whip it out of the driveway real quick. You gotta be very careful or else you'll scratch or, worse, break off that front splitter. But there we go, on the road, just like that. Roads are clear, as you can see. Main roads are, side streets are definitely snowed out, as you see on the side there, especially like that road there. So I would not take it on that. I'll stay to the main roads, and it's just, again, an absolute blast driving this vehicle. I have really enjoyed my time with it. Be sure to check out the full review. I do a whole lot more driving, go into a lot more details of the exterior and interior. But again, I kind of just wanted to share with you what it's been like. I love it. If I had $121,000 to spend, I'd buy it in a heartbeat, honestly. Unfortunately, got to spend that money on a house. But if I had, again, the disposable income to where I could buy this car, I definitely would. I talk a lot about in my videos too about like the attention that you get in a car. Now, true car people notice this. I was out on the road and some guy pulled up beside me in a 95 GT-R and he gave me a big thumbs up. He was actually in a right-hand drive 95 GT-R, which is pretty cool. Several different guys noticed. Girls don't really notice this car, to be honest. They don't necessarily know what it is, I don't think. Or they may notice that it, it looks different than like the typical Nissan that they're used to seeing. But they might not realize that this is a $121,000 supercar. You know, and if that's kind of what you're going for, then maybe don't get this. You know, if you really just want to impress people and show off, then maybe this particular one is not the one for you. But if you want to have a really well-crafted, well-thought-out, practical, everyday, fast, wonderful, pretty supercar that is well-respected in the car community and not necessarily like popular among, you know, everyone that sees it, then this is kind of the route you want to go. I really have enjoyed it. You know, I wasn't getting crazy attention when I go out and about. I'm sure, you know, when I go to the gas station here, maybe someone will make a comment. And it's normally when I'm taking photos. And when I'm out with my phone or my camera, taking photos, taking video, I think that kind of opens up the platform for people to say something. If I just was like in the car, normally I don't think anyone would just come up to me out of nowhere and be like, oh my God. Although I was at the gas station getting gas and someone another time, and he said, I bet you have no problem in the snow. And I was like, you're right, pretty much no issue at all. So I guess having a cool car like this, people will come up to you and say stuff, but it's definitely not like a Ferrari where everyone's stopping you to take photos and whatnot. So I kind of appreciate the low-keyness of it, and you know, the right people will recognize and appreciate it. So we'll hop at the gas station, give it a little walk around, and then we'll wrap up this video. Again, I kind of just want to do a little informal vlog style with you guys. I haven't done one of these in a while, so let me know if you guys like this style. I might go back to doing this on some more of my videos. All right, just made it to the gas station. Got like a little Polaris Ranger up on tracks over there. Shout out Whistling Diesel, shout out Diesel Brothers. That's kind of a cool little I like your little go-kart thing. That's cool, man.
Appreciate it. Hey, we were just talking about your car.
Yeah, you like it?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on it?
Hey, it's short now.
If you had to guess the year and the price, what would you guess? I was just making a video on this about people talking about the car.
I believe it's YouTube.
I'm YouTubing right now.
Hey, what year you think?
Yeah, what year do you think it is, and what do you think it cost?
I think it's a 17.
Okay.
And
brand new or like as now?
What is like just seeing it now? What year do you think it is, and what do you think it costs new? Yeah.
17, and I say
130.
Okay. It's a 2021 and it's a 120. It's 120.
Oh, that ain't bad.
But I was literally just making a vlog saying that like the average you know, just pull it up to the gas station.
Yeah.
People might not realize that you paid 120 grand for it.
Yeah.
They just may think it's just like a, you know, a normal GT-R or whatever. So that was too funny. Ended up making friends with one of those guys because he was super into cars. He said he actually wanted to buy a C8, but he knew his cars. He knew a lot about the GT-R in particular, so he got the price right. But yeah, I feel like the average person that doesn't know cars wouldn't have guessed that. So that's kind of funny that was so unplanned. You guys probably think I like pre-plan all my videos and fake it, but that was 100% real. Just rolling up to my local corner market gas station. So I'm glad you guys came along for the ride with me. We will see you guys in the next video. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment. If you got any questions on this car, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them all. Also, if you haven't followed me on Instagram at Drive615, I can answer any questions you got there as well. We'll see you guys in the next video.